Hey guys, welcome back to Pretty Little Listeners, the podcast where we talk about Pretty Little Liars, the ABC TV show. I'm Chris,
I'm Morgan.
and today we're going to be talking about episode 9, The Perfect Storm.
Good episode.
Yeah, what did you think about this episode overall?
Good episode.
Very, very thrilling input.
You guys do the same damn question every single time.
I know, but it's we gotta have some normalcy. I want you to give us the Morgan experience of episode 9 of Pretty Little Liars season 1.
Good. Stress. Anger. Fun.
Wow. It's like slam poetry. That's pretty good. You should have written that down and submitted it for an award.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So in this episode, how did we start? Do you remember how the episode started?
Yeah, so the girls are studying at Spencer's house. Well, Hannah, Aria, and Spencer are studying for the SATs or something.
Yeah.
At Spencer's house, and Emily's not there. They thought Emily was going to be there, but she wasn't. So yeah, they're just like chatting. They're not really talking about anything important. They're just like gal-palling. And then it flashes to Emily, who is rushing into her room, and she's covered in mud from head to toe. And she's like changing out of her clothes, and she's like hurriedly putting something in her bag or something, or taking something out of her bag. I'm not sure. So that's suspicious.
Yeah.
Because I think we also forgot in the last episode to mention how did we mention that A destroyed the memorial?
Yes, I mentioned that someone destroyed the memorial, but we also forgot to talk about an A text that we got. I can't remember who got it. I think it was Emily. But Emily got a text that said, "Do it right. I'll be watching just like Tom Sawyer." And she was talking about the dedication, the memorial dedication.
So yeah, I mean, it was literally only one A text last episode, but this episode they came back.
Yeah, they came back with a few A things that happened.
So, yeah.
So the first A text that we get was to Emily. It said, "There's only so much you can bury, Emily. You're not done with me yet."
And that's the text she got after she gets home.
Right, after she's rushing to change and she's covered in dirt.
Yeah, so we're not sure what that implies. So some sort of drama with Emily. Yeah, what were you thinking? Like, I know you know because they say at the end of the episode, but what were you thinking happened?
To the memorial?
With Emily.
Oh, I guess I assumed she had gone to the memorial, but I didn't assume that it was her that broke it.
Okay.
Like, I assumed she had gone there for some reason, but I didn't know why. I mean, obviously we know why, we find out at the end of the episode, but I didn't think too much of it. I was like, it was Emily. She didn't break the thing. There's no way.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
No suspicions there from me.
Okay. So then the girls are at the school, and they're going to take this test, or potentially they're not going to because there's a storm a-brewing.
A storm's a-brewing.
Yeah. So they're all just kind of waiting around because they haven't decided if they're going to take the test or not. And they want all the kids to stay in the library for some reason. But before we go into the library, we have Spencer introduces her mom to Alex, and her mom's acting real weird about it. And so is Alex. So then we go to the library, and they're just kind of chatting. I don't really know if anything, I can't think. The only thing we learned that's, I guess kind of, well, it's not really significant. Something that happens is, we find out that Mona bought one of Hannah's bags, and I guess that's embarrassing for some reason, because Mona she has, this idea in her head on how to be popular or whatever, so it's, embarrassing for her to, buy Hannah's bag off of her.
Yeah.
Emily lied about where she was.
Yeah, we get Detective Wilden scenes. He's back with a vengeance. He's ready to do some damage this episode. He comes to the liars and he asks them where they were the night before, and they find out that the memorial was vandalized. Emily lies about where she was. She says that she was with the rest of the girls when she in fact wasn't. And she gets a second text from A in the library. And yes, they were that close to each other. I was very surprised. It was like one after the other. And it says, "Hey M, you weren't the only one with great expectations. Check it out, XOXO." And she understands what that means, and she leaves the rest of the group after a small argument.
So she goes and she finds the book, The Great Expectations, and she opens it, and there's a letter inside. And it's a letter that she wrote to Allison. And she has, like, this flashback where, like, her and Allison kissed in the library, and the Great Expectations book, she knew what that was because that's the book that Allison was reading when they kissed. And the only thing we know about the letter is that the things that she wrote in the letter were kind of mean towards Allison, because Allison knew that Emily liked her, and she kind of used it against her and, like, hung it above her head. And Emily was hurt by that. So, and there's another scene that it flashes to where they're in a locker room, and, like, Allison, like, has her help her put her bra on, and Emily kisses her shoulder, and Allison, like, snaps at her, and she's like, "I'm not into girls," or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Emily takes that,
pretty harshly.
Yeah. So there's that whole beef. So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Allison has something over each of the girls, and she, like, uses it. Like, she uses Hannah's weight against her, and she uses Emily being gay against her. And then I think it's mentioned earlier, she uses Spencer, the fact that she, like, always sleeps with Melissa's boyfriends, or she always, like, hooks up with them against her. I forgot what she uses. Do we know what she uses against Arya?
I think the only thing that we know is her dad.
She, like, yeah, she kind of uses that against her, too. So that's her thing. She loves to, like, manipulate people and hold things above their head, and she likes to have that control over people.
Yeah.
So, not a great person.
No.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
It's just, I mean, every episode that we watch, I just think Allison's a worse and worse person. And it kind of makes you think, like, where would we be now if she was still alive, you know? Would we be better off, or would we be worse off?
Yeah. Kind of makes you think, like, a lot, like, she was kind of mean to everyone. So it's kind of makes it harder to, like, think, like, who would do this, because...
Yeah, because she has a bunch of people.
Everyone has a motive, really.
True.
Even the girls.
Yeah.
So it just makes it more of a puzzle, I guess. So... as that's going on, Arya's having her thing with Noel.
Well, before we get there, we have another A text that Spencer gets.
Okay. As
Emily kind of goes off to do her own thing, she goes to get the Great Expectations book. Spencer gets a text that says, "Define desertion. Seems like you're about to lose Emily. Who's next?"
Right.
Because Emily's getting real snippy about the night of the memorial dedication.
Well, she also, like, separated herself from the group. So
right, yeah.
Could be a threat.
Mm-hmm. So then we get some stuff. After that, we get some stuff with Alex and Spencer, and Alex is like, "There's a dirty secret I have, but I can't tell you because it's up to your mom to tell you." and he's acting like mad and pissed off, and it's really confusing. Then there's this big tornado watch going on at the same time, and everyone's being crowded into different rooms at the same time. First it was the library, now it's the locker room. So that's going on. We get some conversations where Hannah's sticking up for Lucas against Mona, who's being a real jerk and just making fun of him. And then this is where Arya goes off with Noel.
Right. So Noel asks her out to like a sports thing. And she says no. And then he's like, I'm going to go to a different classroom or something. And she like follows him there, and then they have like a fucking musical
Yeah, they have
moment.
like a musical number.
She like sings a song and everything. Like, she has a beautiful voice. It's just like really funny though because of how like random and like weird it is. But I guess they have like a musical moment, and then they almost kiss, but then Ezra
dun dun dun
comes through the door, and he's obviously mad because she's potentially kissing another boy, I guess. And so Noel leaves, and then Arya and Fitz have a fucking powwow, and she's like, what the fuck? I've been emailing you and calling you, and I've been worrying about you, and you haven't communicated with me at all. And he's like, I was in New York dealing with my own business.
Applying for a new job.
He's applying for a new job. And she's like, oh, okay. So you just don't want to be around me anymore? And she gets real snippy. Which, like, whatever. I mean, I guess I kind of understand. I kind of understand it. I'm mad at him, too.
Yeah.
But for different reasons.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, he's an asshole. In my opinion. Personal.
I agree.
Okay. And so they have, like, a little fight, and then she walks out.
Yeah.
She's mad. And then it shows at the end of the episode, just to complete Arya's side of the episode. Mm-hmm. She ends up saying that she does want to go out on a date
with Noel Khan.
Yeah. So do you like Noel and Arya? You think that's a good match?
I don't really like Noel. I mean, like, they've played him up to be like this really cool person, and I just don't.
Well, he's definitely like, he would be popular.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean douche. Yeah, but I don't like him.
Yeah,
like.
No. I don't like him either.
He's a sports bro.
He's a sports bro. He's kind of a frat bro. He's just like a douche. I like him better than Ezra.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for like moral reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just think Arya can do better. I think Arya's more into the artsy guys, like Ezra.
Yeah.
And Noel's not really artsy. He like wants to take her to sports. And she's not into that. I'm not into that either.
I'm not either.
I mean, but I guess it's fine for now.
Yeah. It's better than Ezra.
It's better. Anything's better than Ezra, really. So it just kind of sucks. It's kind of just like forced in this corner. We kind of have to settle for Noel. But yeah, I guess we'll see how that plays out. I don't know. He's kind of a douche, so I feel like it could maybe backfire, but I don't know.
Yeah. Some other romance we got this episode was with Arya's dad and Hannah's mom. Right. He kind of went over to their house. There was a power outage of some sort, so he went over. Yeah, because the storm. So
he needed to fax something.
Yeah.
Because this is 2010.
Yep. You got to fax things in 2010, and so he went over to Hannah's house. And they kind of were chatting, having wine, and trying to fax this thing.
He was like, it's so crazy that, like, I had an affair, and then, like, my whole life implodes.
Yeah.
He's, like, shocked by it.
It's like, one second you have a family, and then the next, everything's gone. Like, and it's like, oh, well, what'd you think was going to happen?
There's consequences to actions.
Yep.
Byron, what the fuck?
Yeah, for real,
so
Byron.
stupid.
Get it together.
Yeah, so then he kind of, like, asks her on a date, I guess, which is like weird. I don't like it, to be honest. I like Hannah's mom, but I don't like Arya's dad.
Yeah, no.
But it kind of just falls through. Like, they end up both canceling because I think they realize it's a bad idea.
It's a really weird thing to do.
Yeah, it's also kind of like fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing that happens, I guess.
Yeah, at the end of that, they end up calling off that date. Thank God. We don't have to sit through, like, that kind of thing. Ezra has a talk with Arya's mom. They hunt down some protein bars. Everyone's obsessed with the protein bars. Everyone wants a protein bar. We love
protein bars in Rosewood.
And then we get a scene where Emily's purse gets stolen. There's kind of like a blackout in the library.
And then she, like, gets up and she just leaves the letter and her phone and her bag on the floor. And she's just walking around. And, like, these books are being thrown at her. So I don't really know what was happening there. That'd be really funny if it was Wilden. If
yeah, just going around throwing books.
Yeah, that's really funny. But I think the implication is that it was A, maybe. But yeah. I guess we don't know. And then she's like, comes back to her spot where she had her bag, and it's like gone. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what you expected there.
Yeah.
That stressed me out.
And then 0.2 seconds later, we find out Detective Wilden has her purse.
Right.
And he's like, got the letter too.
They're drilling her. He's like, you want to tell them what I found in your bag?
You want to tell them what it says? Or should I?
Yeah, and he's just being really shady and illegal. Like, he's just full on committing crimes.
Yeah.
And so he, like... So in her bag... Well, he found the letter, obviously, and he, like, shows it to them. And which is, like, so, like... It's fucked up. Because he's really... basically outing her.
Yeah.
Which is not okay. And... So Emily's, like, crying because what a fucking asshole. And she's like, I liked Allison more than a friend. So she's coming out to the girls, like, for the first time, I guess. And she's like, I just didn't know how to tell her. And so I wrote all these mean things because Allison was, like, she was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
She was an asshole to her. So Emily snapped, which is, like, I feel like Emily's, like, out of all of them, she's the most sensitive and... like the softest one, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
So the fact that Allison pushed her that hard to make her snap is, like, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So she tells them about that, and then he's like, I think he, like, went through her phone. I think he mentioned, he went through her phone and there were pictures of her, like, on her knees.
At the memorial.
On the memorial. And it doesn't really, like, prove anything. Like, she just looks like she's crying.
Yeah.
So, if anything, like, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, this person just found out this memorial was destroyed. That, like, it was her idea in the first place.
Yeah.
And she's crying because she found it. My question is, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm asking you. Why do you think Emily was there in the first place, though? How did she find it?
Well, she said she went to go and apologize to Allison for writing the letter. She went to go to the memorial to apologize to Allison for... But why...
In the storm? That's kind of weird.
Well, it was the night of the memorial. I guess it was storming the night of the memorial.
It was.
Because they had to move it inside.
I guess that makes sense.
But why did she take... She took the little figures from the metal...
Because she said... Well, that I understand. Because she said that it's the one thing that didn't break. Which is shocking to me. Those tiny little figurines are the one things that didn't break. I can understand that and justify that. I don't understand why she'd go to the memorial in the rain.
Yeah.
But whatever. We all do different things when we're grieving, so I can't really judge. But I understand why she took the figurines, because she probably just wanted a keepsake. Because she thought, well, it's broken, someone might steal them, like, and they worked so hard in that memorial, so maybe she wanted some sort of souvenir.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Okay.
But the way Wilden portrayed it, he's like, why do you have these? You obviously destroyed the memorial. You're obviously working with Toby. He's so obsessed with Toby.
Yeah, he is.
Toby
He's
lives
really
in his
on this
head,
Toby
rent-free.
craze.
It's crazy. It's too much. He fucking is obsessed with Toby. And he's like, you're helping Toby because you went to homecoming with him. So that means that you're just, like, constant. But,
you're
like,
engaged.
He looked through her phone. He looked through her phone. He would have seen texts.
Yeah.
It's not like a high-tech phone. Just go through her deleted messages if you think she deleted messages.
Right.
But yeah, so in the midst of this, Spencer's mom comes in and she's like, what the actual fucking fuck is going on right now? You are committing crimes. What the fuck? Why is Emily crying? And so the girls are, like, calling him out, and she's like, you're literally off the job. Like, you do not have a job anymore. Which is so satisfying. because I was about to, like, kick this guy in the dick. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate Detective Wilton.
He's the worst.
He's my least favorite character. He's not even, like, a fun mean. He's just, like, annoying.
Yeah.
He's just like, cops are bad at their jobs. Yeah, we get it. It's still fucking annoying. And so she comes in, she's like, you're literally talking to minors right now, and that's, like, illegal. And you're making them cry. So, like, you're off the case. And so Spencer's mom's a lawyer.
Right.
So I assume she has some sort of authorization. I'm not sure how that's going to go down, but I'm hoping that maybe that means that he will, like, be kicked off the case. I'm not sure. They might only have one detective in this tiny little town, but I don't know. I'm assuming something will maybe come from that, and I hope it does.
Do you think that we'll get a B plot that's like this rugged, just got kicked off the force cop, but he has to solve his last case, kind of grunge B plot? You think we'll get that?
I kind of do feel that.
Because that would be hilarious, and I would love that.
We forgot to mention another funny thing that happened in this episode was when Emily got to the school, it, like, pans down and her shoes are just caked.
Oh my god.
Caked in mud.
They're completely white shoes that are just absolutely covered in mud and dirt. And it's ridiculous. And it's like the rest of her is completely clean, and then it goes down to her shoes and they're just completely like, trashed. Dirty. It's like awful.
They had to make so much effort to make those shoes look so dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they leave that situation. You know, Wilden's an ass. Fuck you. So they leave that, and then Spencer has a conversation with her mom about Alex. And
yes.
So she takes her to a classroom because all the classrooms are, like, unlocked for some reason. And she's like, you remember when you and Melissa and your dad went to, like, New York or something for the
DC.
weekend? DC, whatever. I don't know where they are. They act like Ezra can just drive to New York. So maybe they're near that?
Maybe.
I'm not sure exactly where they are. But, so she's like, well, I got drunk that weekend. Or I said that I was going to be working, but I wasn't. I got drunk. And I went to the clubhouse.
The country club.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Mickey Mouse's clubhouse.
And she got blitzed on that juice. And
sidecars.
She talked to Alex, and she just, like, told him about how she went to the doctor and they had to remove a lump from her breast. So she was sick. And I guess she hadn't told literally anyone. She hadn't told, like, Spencer's dad. Like, she told no one, because in the Spencer family, or the Hastings family, if you are flawed in any way, then you are worthless. They have a weird family motto.
Yeah.
But, like, that's basically what she was saying. So she told Spencer that. They had, like, a little moment. And then she's like, oh, I love Alex. He's such a good fit for you. And so, like, Spencer and Alex are just so in love.
Yeah. They're just having a great time.
They're doing good. But I feel like he has an attitude problem.
Yeah, he's very mean. Like, for no reason.
Yeah, he just gets so mad.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, not everyone is good at trigonometry. Like, he was so mad about that. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, yeah, that happened.
And then we get an A thing at the end. A gloved A thing, don't we?
Have we gone through everything? Gone through Hannah's situation. We went through Emily's situation. Went through Arya's. We go through everyone?
Go through Spencer's.
Okay. Yeah, not really much happened with Hannah.
Yeah,
no. Except with, like, Mona. Like, she had a talking to Mona because she's being a asshole.
Yeah.
To get her off Lucas's back. And Lucas is very much in love with Hannah. At the end of the episode, they're, like, standing at his locker, and she's like, bye-bye, or whatever. She, like, says bye.
She says, we're friends. That's what, I'm your friend. That's, like, what friends are for.
He thanks her for standing up to Mona for him. And so, and then she's like, yeah, we're friends. And then she turns around, and then it, like, dramatically, he, like, raises his hand, and he's like, Hannah, wait. Like, he's gonna, like, tell her he loves her. So I don't know. Yeah. He's, like, madly in love. And then it pans down again, comically, and it shows that his shoes are dirty.
Yeah, and they're caked in mud. And they're the same, just extremely white shoes caked in mud.
So what do you take from that? Do you think he did it?
I think he's one of the... I think I might have got my first guess for my second A member.
You think Lucas is
I think
A?
Lucas might be one of the A's. Yeah. Because he's in yearbook. He takes a lot of people's pictures. He's already said he needs to get the real stuff. So it makes sense if he was taking pictures outside of school, which would make sense for why he would have blackmail.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I just have to fit whether he's for or against Allison, I think.
Right.
Because from what it showed, he should be against her, but right. I don't know for sure if he is.
Because they have this thing where they make fun of him for being a hermaphrodite or whatever. I don't really understand where it stemmed from. Like, he's not a hermaphrodite. Like, they just make fun. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's just like stupid high school drama. But,
yeah.
Mona's like making fun of him for the same reason that Allison made fun of him. So He's definitely has like, I'm a nerd and you're pretty, so you're privileged because you're so pretty and I'm a nerd. It's like that, like my own borderline incel mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's gonna come from that. But.
Yeah. So I could see it. I think he's my first
A guess.
Besides board shorts. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what was the last A thing that happened? Oh, I know you want to kiss me.
Yes, we get a video of Allison saying, I know you want to kiss me on a computer.
Can I ask you, how many times do you think you're going to hear the phrase, I know you want to kiss me?
Oh my god.
Based on how I'm saying it, how many times do you think?
Well, definitely next episode is going to be a fucking doozy when it comes to that. I feel like we're going to hear it. It's going to be sent to a bunch of people's phones and everyone's going to be pulling up their phones, and maybe not next episode, but we'll get it eventually and we'll have it played like 12 or 15 times consecutively after each other of just people flipping their flip phones and it going, I know you want to kiss me.
Right. So A is mailing this file.
Yeah, he put it on a USB and he's mailing it to the police officers.
He's mailing it to the police.
Or they're mailing it to the police.
Yeah. Well, could be Lucas.
That's true.
Could be he.
Yeah. So that's the last thing we get on the episode. And just another A hand reveal.
Mm-hmm. The gloves.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty eventful.
Yeah, we had quite a bit happen this episode.
What do you think is on this video? Besides obvious. What do you think it's gonna show? What do you think it's gonna say?
Maybe there's a confession of some sort. From Allison?
You think someone else will be on the video besides Allison? Who do you think is videoing it?
That's a good question. That's what makes me think it's Lucas.
Okay.
Because Lucas has the camera.
Yeah, he's the only one in Rosewood that has a camera.
Yes.
Okay. He's the only one who knows how to use a camera in Rosewood.
Yes.
So honestly, he's A.
I don't see anyone else in yearbook. Do you? Didn't think so. Hannah's not in yearbook.
She helps in yearbook now.
She doesn't. She just sells stuff.
Every time
online.
They're in that yearbook classroom, there's like at least 5 other kids typing away.
I'm squinting my eyes.
You can think whatever you want.
I think he's the only person. I don't even think yearbook's a real class. Convince me. Change my mind.
Well, how do you explain him taking pictures of all those lockers?
Just for
Did
fun.
we explain that?
I don't think so. He's taking pictures of inside everyone's locker and putting it in the yearbook because that's a good idea. I
mean, yeah, I guess. If we did that, our lockers would be so boring because we weren't allowed to like hang up fun things in our lockers, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure there's a rule against it.
I just never did. I was never at my locker. Like, who gives a shit about your locker?
5 minutes between classes.
Yeah, who gives a shit about your locker?
I always wanted, but when I was, a kid, I always, dreamed of having, the Sharpay locker, painting it pink.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my dream. I kind of wanted to get, the organizer shelves.
Yeah.
For lockers. Mm-hmm. But, seriously, you spend so little time, or at least for us, spent, 5 minutes between classes, and you have, we had, 4 classes a day. So, 20 minutes total at your locker.
Yeah.
There's just no time to do anything with that. So it was.
There's not really a use unless you're bringing stuff from previous years and putting it into the new locker. because we had more time in the previous years, like in 7th and 8th grade.
I had a locker in 2nd grade.
Wow, 2nd grade.
Big. It's a big locker. I don't know why I would need a locker.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we just put our backpacks in it. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, where did we put our... Did we have cubbies, I guess? We had cubbies where we put our backpacks and stuff when we were, like, in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Little cubbies. That's cute, I guess. It's also kind of dangerous. Kids steal.
That's true. Kids are the worst.
Okay, so we got a lot from A this episode.
Yeah.
I say this is a big, good episode.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Favorite outfit? 100%. Aria's outfit that she wears to take the test is so cute. She's wearing like this little dress. It's got like rhinestones all over it. I think it's like a purpley shade, maybe purpley black.
Yeah, it's like a dark. It's really dark.
It's like, yeah. And she's wearing like a camisole underneath. Like I think it's a red camisole. And then she's wearing her cute little pattern tights, which like when I was in school, I was obsessed with pattern tights. I made pattern tights my personality. I made that my thing. So I just like, it kind of makes me nostalgic. So it was just really cute. I think she's wearing like little booties too, maybe. Yeah. I don't think I saw her shoes very well.
She was wearing boots for sure.
Super cute. Aria's outfits are really starting to be like my favorites. Like it's either a real hit or a real miss.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. But this was a real hit. This was fucking good. And my least favorite, honestly, Mona's outfit was kind of atrocious. She's wearing like those diagonal one shoulder things, like shirts. And it was like ruffly, and it's like hot pink and black and orange. I don't remember the colors. I think she had like a headband on too. It was just like very 2010s, like in the worst way. And I was just like not into that. So that was my outfit picks.
Yeah.
For this episode. Anything else stand out to you in your head for this episode?
I don't think so. I don't think I had anything else. I mean, we went through all my notes, so I just really liked that Detective Wilden got in trouble. I think it's so funny.
It's so satisfying. Such a tool.
Yeah.
Such a tool. There's like no Jenna in this episode.
Yeah, there really isn't. I was pretty surprised.
So yeah, what would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 6, which is just 1 point higher than the last episode, but I don't know. It felt like it dragged a little.
I feel it's a 7.
Like I can acknowledge some important things have happened this episode, but it's just not. I've seen better episodes so far.
I'd give this one a 7.
Okay.
I think a lot of things happened, and I think it was entertaining. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
So that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to follow us on social media, we are Pretty Little Listeners on pretty much everything except for Twitter. If you want to find our Twitter, go through our Instagram. It's a lot easier that way. Our Patreon, if you guys want to support the pod by giving us some funds to help us keep going, you can find us on Patreon at Pretty Little Listeners. We've got 2 different tiers. You'll get access to content early, and possibly some extra stuff as we go down the line. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.